The breakup of a tag team is a trope that is commonplace in modern wrestling as bad publicity servicing the week of an AEW pay-per-view. Some of these breakups can lead to the birth of world-class singles acts, such as Shawn Michaels found in WWE following his betrayal of his Rocker's pal Marty Jannetty. While with others, both teammates can feel the proverbial gut punch to their credibility, such as was the case with Heavy Machinery. On rare occasions, though, tag teams don't disband at all, at least not in the conventional way. The New Day, for instance, had been a fully formed duo/trio since 2014, and they were remaining a unit when Kofi Kingston commanded the WWE Universe into a state of euphoria with Kofi Mania, and when Big E was drafted to SmackDown. And they aren't the only ones. Although, based on last week's episode, 2 weeks ago's episode of Raw, now they're no longer a unit. But this list was written before then, so here we go. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and in today's video we're looking at 10 wrestling tag teams that never broke up. Welcome to the club. In number 10 we have Sting and Darby Allin. They were undefeated as a tag team. Sting was indisputably overjoyed when he saved Darby Allin from Team Taz in December of 2020, as having endured a career where he truly had no friends. He found a friend for life in the Daredevil Allin. The mismatched duo on paper became a defining pair in AEW's doubles division, their respective styles meshing exceptionally well. They failed to disband as many as theorised, as AEW opted to forego the obvious route of a Darby Allin heel turn during Sting's retirement tour, and instead have reaffirmed the fact that the icon has a special place in his face-painted heart for the exemplary former TNT champion, as shown when he saved Darby from the Elite at All In 2024. In number 9 we have the Good Brothers, who have been aligned for a decade, and the former Bullet Club allies have followed each other everywhere. Having struck up a friendship during their shared tenure in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows have been joined at the hip for over a decade. Travelling the globe through New Japan, WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, and briefly AEW, Anderson and Gallows have been a domineering duo, with a total of 9 tag team championships, while also winning New Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League in 2013, which was their debut as a duo. Returning to WWE in 2022, the Good Brothers now sit on reported big money deals while contributing the bare minimum to the company. They appear when necessitated, but instead put their attention towards external projects, such as their Talk and Shop podcast. In number 8, we have the Nasty Boys, who gained notoriety everywhere they went, and the pair had a reputation for being too stiff. The Nasty Boys of Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags weren't particularly well spoken of. Sags is alleged to have once sent Ken Shamrock to the hospital after Shamrock prevented the Nasties from molesting a friend of his. A true crime in wrestling. But between the ropes they were as stiff as they came. Knobbs and Sags never disbanded either, getting the gang back together whenever the opportunity presented itself. Even in 1997, when Sags departed WCW and Knobbs remained, a breakup angle was never booked, and they once more joined forces once the company had closed the doors, including having a brief yet hideous run in 2010 TNA. In number 7, we have the Headbangers, who defied criticism to manage to become World Tag Team Champions, and they were a popular Attitude Era act. The Headbangers are never really going to appear on anyone's list of the all-time great tandems, but together, Mosh and Thrasher ooze charisma, not once afraid to put themselves in outlandish predicaments. Defying criticism to become WWE Tag Team Champions during the Attitude Era, when character work usurped work rate, the Headbangers legitimately cemented their legacy as one of the era's tag team pillars. This was before the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys sort of just decided they were tag team wrestling forever. Though they unofficially disbanded in 1999 when Thrasher was taken off television following a knee injury and Mosh regressed into the banal beaver cleavage, they had once again donned the paint by the year's end. They now stand as ambassadors for WWE, irrespective of the company's own snide remarks towards them. In number 6 we have the Motor City Machine Guns, who have teamed on and off since 2006. Part of the foundation of TNA, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin found an instant connection as the Motor City Machine Guns to become a generational pairing. They held the TNA World Tag Team Championships 3 times together, winning it for the first time in 2010, where coincidentally they were also named the PWI Tag Team of the Year. So inspirational as Sabin and Shelly's a duo, they were never booked in a breakup angle by TNA, although the company was hinting at this being the direction before they departed the company in early 2024. Now in WWE, the exciting duo is in a major focus on SmackDown, and potential matches against the likes of DIY, the Street Profits, the New Bloodline, the OG Bloodline, the Usos in particular, awaiting them. In number 5, we have WWE's pushing of Bret Hart, which temporarily disbanded the Hart Foundation. However, the Hall of Fame duo never officially broke up. Often, when WWE presents a tag team or stable so highly, it's because they're keen to use it as a launching pad for one, not both or more of the members. That's precisely why the Hart Foundation went their separate ways in 1991. WWE was in desperate need of a new face of the Empire, and Bret Hart was the prime candidate. After all, he wouldn't ping a drugs test. He was valuable between the ropes, had enough charisma to get by, and had proven himself as a reliable asset to the company. The Hitman and the Anvil, though, had no official breakup angle, and this allowed them to reunite under the Hart Foundation cause in 1997, this time as a stable, being joined by the British Bulldog, Brian Pillman and Owen Hart, who teamed with Neidhart as a new foundation, formed the remainder of the stable. In number 4, we have STR, who are one of the best tag teams of the modern era, and of all time. A throwback to the era of pure, down and dirty tag team work, it's a miracle that FTR hasn't imploded in their 10 years of teaming. First uniting in NXT, the former Revival have won tag team gold on Raw, SmackDown and NXT, as well as AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling and AAA, and they are responsible for some of the modernistic epics in tag team wrestling. They have remained with the same mindset for over a decade, using their prowess to instill a reel of tag team greatness. Ostensibly inspired by the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, and specifically the Brainbusters, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood will go down on the same pedestal when they decide to hang up their trunks for good. I mean, if you look at like 50, maybe 60% of the best tag team matches of the past decade, there's a good chance FTR are involved. And speaking of FTR's dads, in at number 3 we have the Brainbusters, who were part of the original Four Horsemen, and they rose to greatness within the Ric Flair-helmed faction. Given the regality with which the Brainbusters are bestowed, it will come as a surprise that Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard were united for a shorter period than Roman Reigns' career-defining, undisputed WWE Universal Championship reign. First teaming together in 1986, Anderson and Blanchard were done as a team by 1989, owing to Blanchard failing a drug test and being booted from WWE. Though they never disbanded, the failure of a drug test left Tully Blanchard with little immediate options, as WCW, his former employer, were initially unwilling to hire him, and he was instead inked by the AWA. Therefore, the Brainbusters, as a result, were unwillingly finished. In number 2, we have the Demolition, who dominated the Golden Era, and they had a record reign as tag team champions. Demolition, the Axe and Smash duo, and Sans Crush, remain one of the greatest tag teams in pro wrestling history, even if they don't get the recognition they deserve. Seizing the WWE Tag Team Championships for 478 days, a record that stood for almost 3 decades, elevates them to such a level. As the once Dollar Tree Road Warriors found their own image with the power and paint aura to remove them from Hawk and Animal's shadow. Not fully, but almost. They maintained a united front even after the addition of Crush, though the acquisition of the aforementioned Road Warriors in the early 90s squandered their popularity, and Demolition had vanished by the time the New Year's fireworks rang out for 1992. And in number 1, we have the Briscoes, who had a brotherly love like no other. With a tag team career spanning 23 years, the brotherly bond of Jay and Mark Briscoe shone through whenever they wrestled together. Their record speaks for itself. 1 reign apiece with the Tag Team Championships of TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, CZW and GCW, and 13 reigns with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, inaugural Ring of Honor Hall of Fame inductees, and the 2007 Tag Team of the Year award from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The tragic passing of Jay in January 2023 didn't put the kibosh on the Briscoes either, as Marcus continued to pave a legacy for him and his brother, going so far as to win the Ring of Honor World Championship, using the Dreidel in a poignant moment during WrestleMania 40 weekend. And there you have it. There's our list. What do you think? Which tag teams have surprised you that they've stayed together for so long? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click the like button and the subscribe button to make sure you never miss out on any of the fun content we produce here at Honor Wrestling Club. Be sure to check out our previous videos and share them around with your friends. Go on, I know you'll enjoy them and I know they will too. However, that's all for now, so I'd like to thank you for watching and welcome you to the club. See ya!